Welcome friends to Literature Mantra. In the last video I had discussed techniques regarding better answer writing. In this video we will discuss smart techniques for making notes and revision. This is part 2 of our series on smart study techniques. So a new academic session is about to begin and you face the problem of how to make notes. Most students think that making notes is not just easy but also trivial or unimportant. While it is true that making notes is an easy task, it is not trivial or unimportant or even simplistic. Proper note making is very important as it helps in overall retention and recall and also in revision. If you adopt the wrong methods, you will face problems during revision and you might not be able to even retain or recall everything during exams. Now this translates into marks and grades that are either poor or below expectation. If your notes are fragmented, disorganized, cluttered, and devoid of mind maps, you are making a big mistake. So what is the method of making effective notes? Let's discuss all the major points regarding making and organizing notes as well as framing effective mind maps for revision. In case you have doubts in any topic related to English literature, you can follow and contact us on social media. We will try to reply as soon as possible. And do connect with Literature Mantra, India's only free online preparation platform for UGC NET and all English literature based exams. While making notes, what are the important issues that you should focus on? Always remember the inverse pyramid. This is how you should proceed. But normally what students follow is the pyramid model, not the reverse pyramid model. Normally what students do is first read a lot, then check previous year's questions, and then frame notes and then practice. After this, exams. This is what a typical student at college or university follows. But you have to do something opposite to this if you want to get better marks. So instead of the pyramid model, use the inverse pyramid model. This means first look at the previous year's questions, understand the important issues, and then start reading and making notes. In addition to referring to previous year's questions, you can also ask your teachers about the important issues in a particular text. Prepare at least 4 to 6 questions per text, per novel, or per play. For epic poems, the same holds true. Prepare at least 4 to 6 questions. Epic poems such as Paradise Lost, In Memoriam, The Rape of the Lock. For ordinary or smaller poems or one-page poems, prepare 2 to 3 questions. So in this way, you will be able to cover maximum number of topics within a given frame of time. Your reading and note making would be more exam oriented. In this way, you will focus on the issues that are more important from the point of view of exams. Next point is criticism and critical opinions. While you frame your notes, you should always include criticism or critical opinions. See, you are no longer in school. You are writing university level answers. Therefore, your answers cannot be simplistic. It must have a certain level of sophistication and refinement. And it is expected of you that you would have read criticism or critical opinions. So you have to also include that criticism or critical opinions in your answers. So make it a habit that while framing notes, you also note down important critical opinions. Next point is mind maps. Now what are mind maps? Mind maps can be mnemonics, diagrams, charts, or any method used to memorize something and to be able to recall that thing. Sometimes we come across mind maps in books or internet, but at other times we ourselves have to frame or formulate mind maps based on our comfort level, understanding, and requirement. Framing mind maps is important. Don't neglect this. Mind maps save time while one is revising or even if one has to memorize a lot. This is important particularly if the syllabus is vast, which is the case at university level nowadays. Next point is all your notes should be framed in a revision oriented manner. Notes are only helpful if it helps in retention and recall at the time when it is required. It should assist you in revision. Another thing that you can do is while you are preparing notes, you can decide to also make quick revision notes. Now, quick revision notes are slightly different from ordinary notes. However, making quick revision notes separately is not compulsory. It just depends upon your comfort level, your requirement, and availability of time. The basic and the most important issue is notes should be revision oriented. In other words, your notes should enable you to quickly revise. And what should you write while making notes? For example, if you are reading bulky novels like War and Peace, or big poems or epic poems like Paradise Lost or In Memoriam, or The Rape of the Lock, my suggestion would be write important sentences or important phrases or important words or important ideas like metaphors, images, and other figures of speech. Try not to copy entire paragraphs unless it is important. This way you will easily be able to revise. On the contrary, if you go on to write entire paragraphs, then there won't be much difference between a book and a notebook. When we read books, of course, the entire text is there, but all the text cannot be quoted during examinations. In the examination, you can only quote few things. So make sure that few things or important things are noted down so that you can easily revise and are able to quote that in examination. Then avoid fragmentation of notes and scattering of notes. All your notes related to one topic, one category should be in one place. So if you are making notes on all the major sonnets of Shakespeare, then make all such notes in one place and arrange it sequentially. Don't make the mistake of noting down 4 or 10 sonnets in one notebook and then the next 10 in another notebook and then the remaining in a different notebook or in a different place. That will be a total mess and blunder. It will become difficult to revise and also to interrelate. Another example can be if you are making notes about major poets in English literature. You can organize them in literary ages. So all poets of Romantic era should be noted down in one place. All poets of the Victorian age should be in another place. All modern poets should be in another place. The basic idea is that topics should be connected with one another, and those topics which are connected with one another should be placed in one place or one notebook. This is to ensure that you can easily revise when the need arises and things stay organized. Another example can be if you are making notes on D.H. Lawrence's novel Sons and Lovers and the topic is describe the novel as a Bildungsroman. Then your notes should be arranged in a chronological fashion because this is what the topic or the question demands. Another example can be if you are making notes on all the works of Shakespeare, then make notes based on either publication date chronologically, or else you can make notes based on Shakespeare's tragedies, comedies, and historical plays. So these are broadly 3 categories you can use to make notes while you are preparing notes for Shakespeare, the plays of Shakespeare. So the point roughly is arrange your notes in a sequential order or a proper sequence, whether chronological sequence or based on similarity or some other category. Then comes the point of where to take notes. This means should notes be digital notes or traditional notebook type notes? Nowadays, with a lot of material available on the internet, you should also make digital notes. For preparing digital notes, you can use various kinds of note making software. It can be as simple as Microsoft Word, or if you use Mac or MacBook, then you can use Pages, which is the Apple equivalent of Microsoft Word. The basic idea is use anything that is free and that is easily accessible to you. Any simple software will be sufficient. The other method is the traditional notebook method. Ultimately, it depends upon your comfort level, with what type of note making you are comfortable with. At the end of the semester or year, you have to write exams on paper using pen. Therefore, do not altogether abandon notebook type note making or the traditional form of note making. The traditional notebook method is still relevant and still continues to be very important. My suggestion would be use a bit of both. In other words, use digital notes as well as traditional notebook method for note making. But at all times remember that you are doing this to facilitate revision and ultimately enhance performance during examinations. So do not lose sight of the main goal. And as a quick recap, remember that your notes should be revision oriented. It should contain mind maps to facilitate better retention and recall. You can take notes digitally as well as on the traditional notebook. Avoid fragmentation and scattering, arrange your notes in a proper sequence, do include criticism or critical opinions, and note down only specific and important points while you make notes. If you use these simple methods, you will see a clear and significant improvement in your overall marks and grades. So with this, I wish you all the best for the coming new academic session. I am Professor Singh and I'll see you in the next video.